Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Market Today. In our special coverage on top IPOs, we are now joined by the management of Waaree Energies Limited, Mr. Chimanlal, Mr. Hitesh Chimanlal Doshi, Chairman and Managing Director of Waaree Energies, is with us. Namaste, Mr. Doshi, and a very warm welcome to you on Business Today Television, sir. The IPO is now almost ready to be floated in the market. 4,600 crores is what you are raising, which includes an offer for sale of 721 crores rupees. The pricing is 1427 to 1503 rupees per share. Firstly, congratulations. Please tell us, what are these 4,600 crore rupees, or let us say 3,900 crore rupees going to be used for within Waaree?
Thank you very much, Bhatnagarji, for inviting me and giving this opportunity. Organization, we are the solar panel manufacturer in India, and of course we are the largest, and outside China also the leading company, largest exporter also. Now, with the drive of make in India and focusing on this supply chain to develop locally, we are going ahead with the manufacturing of the solar cells, solar wafers and ingots. We have won the 6 gigawatt of the PLI to manufacture ingot to the module, and this is additional to our present 13.2 gigawatt of the solar panel manufacturing lines as it we have. Apart from this too, the third one, 5.4 gigawatt of the solar cell, which is a TopCon as well as the monopile solar cells lines, are going in a commercial production in this financial year only. The IPO, in which the majority of the fund will be used to finance partially of our 6 gigawatt ingot to the solar module plant, and that's the purpose of this IPO at this stage.
Okay. Let's look at the business of Waaree, Mr. Doshi. You've posted a hectic pace. If you look at the revenue over the last FY21 till FY24, it's a 55% CAGR, and the company's profit as well as profitability is also very high. When do you think this new plant will be operational? You already have 4 plants in Gujarat and 1 in Noida, Uttar Pradesh. When will we see this new plant coming on stream?
The new plant of solar cell 5.4 gigawatt will come in a stream in next quarter, and 6 gigawatt integrated, it will come in FY27. Of course, in that new plant of the 6 gigawatt solar module will come much early.
Okay. What is the capacity utilization at the 5 plants so far? And if you look at the geographical spread, 4 are in Western India, 1 in North India. What was the reason to set up a plant in Odisha? Is it geographical expansion? Do you have clients that side? What could be the possible reason to set up a plant in Odisha?
Of course, geographical expansion is very important. Apart from that, the industry just needs good size of the land, good size of the power consumption. It's like a power guzzling unit. So there are various business reasons as well as the future requirements, what we are seeing. So we moved to the north with the 1 plant, we are going to the east, and this will continue. Like we are setting up the plant in the United States, so you can call that as additional geographical expansion.
Okay.
This plant will be also operational in the United States in this financial year. So based on the demand, based on the customer's requirement and various business reasons, we have to take these calls of the location.
Okay. Mr. Doshi, what is the capacity utilization at this point of time in the 5 plants that are already operational?
At this point, they are above 50%, but let me tell you how the capacity utilization works. We have been constantly changing our technology, upgrading it. We have been making uh, different modules of different sizes all the time. So the module per minute capacity is above 70% today, and that is constantly growing.
Okay, fine. I would imagine that the plant in Odisha would have the latest technology, and perhaps that is the reason why you need to maybe constantly upgrade to newer and better plants. I wanted to understand what is the existing order book that you have so far against the annual installed capacity of 13.3 gigawatt.
At present, we have a close to a 17 gigawatt order book, and this order book is constantly growing. And we expect the order book will, will, uh, will continue to grow in near future also. The reason is very simple. In India, we are talking about a 500 gigawatt by 2030. So far, we have done 150 gigawatt. So there is a space of 350 gigawatt till 2030. Additionally, of course, it will be not all solar, but the
Yes.
majority will be solar in 350. And additionally, we are looking to the demand of the green hydrogen, ammonia, and globally, the customers are looking
Yes.
for the alternative supply chain. And we see a very great opportunity for the Waaree as being a largest exporter for last few years now. We see a great opportunity in India for the larger capacity utilization and the larger order book.
Okay. Mr. Doshi, at the moment, let's look at your customer concentration. I'll first brief viewers on the top line that Waaree enjoys. About 11,390 crores is the top line which is marked for FY24. It grew about 70% over last year. And of this 11,400 crores, the largest customer is 18.2% of total sales. The top 5 customers are 48%, top 10 customers are 58%. Mr. Doshi, logically, this would be a very, very high concentration risk, especially when you look at your top customer. The percentage contribution from this customer was 14% in FY21. So while your sales have increased, the concentration risk has also gone up. Do you think this is a risk for new shareholders? How do you plan to mitigate this?
Right. Let us see the change in the market scenario. Earlier, definitely it was a large utility was the driving the entire business. But with the new schemes of the government of India, our Honorable Prime Minister has announced PM Surya Ghar Yojana, Mukta Bijli Yojana, as well as the Kusum Yojana. Now, these schemes are not only the big, but they are the game changers. And this will definitely change the landscape of the customers in the coming years. We are seeing out of 1 crore rooftop scheme, 5 lakhs roofs has been already covered, and the Kusum also going
Yes.
very well. So this will increase the large retail space, and we are already very strong there with more than 380 franchises partner across the country. We are able to cover a very large market share in the retail business. And with this new scheme, the entire fragmentation or percentage or concentration of the customer is getting changed now.
Absolutely. There is absolutely no doubt in anybody's mind that, for the lack of a better word, you are in a sunrise industry. And Mr. Modi's plan just announced after his historic third term to put in a solar rooftop in 1 crore houses is a very, very big plus for the industry. I was also fortunate to meet your competitor, KPI Energy, just a fortnight ago, and he also mentioned a very, very strong, robust pipeline for solar manufacturers such as you. Mr. Doshi, at the moment, how much of your how much of your revenue, how much of your raw material is dependent on China?
Thank you for mentioning the KP. They are our very important customers, and thank you for remembering them. Farooq Bhai is my friend also. So far, China dependency is all depends on the customer. And of course, we are import dependent today, not much China dependent, I will say. But nowadays, more and more customers are asking a supply chain completely in India or completely outside the China. So this is
Yes.
constantly reducing, and it is the customer driven. Fortunately, a lot of products like a glass, EVA, back sheets, aluminum, and nowadays the solar cell and wafers are also available outside China, and we are able to meet the customer's demand.
But would you put a percentage of total raw material cost which is,
We were at
let's just say,
90%, you can
imported,
say.
forget China?
Yeah, yeah. I will say entire import, not only the
Yes.
China, because entire import we will at 90% and has
Yes.
started coming down. And I'm sure in very close, may not be more than 3 years, we'll see these numbers will be one fourth of this.
Oh, that's interesting. So, one fourth of 90 would be somewhere like uh, maybe 23% or
Yeah,
so.
yeah,
That's
23.
really, really wonderful. It's import
We
substitution.
are
It'll
working with our
save the
suppliers.
country a lot of precious foreign exchange as well.
Right, right. And we are working with all our suppliers. Today in India, the glass industries
Oh,
are coming up. Aluminum has already came in. So cells, ingot, wafer, we are doing ourselves. So these are the clear things we can see, and these are coming up quickly.
okay. Mr. Doshi, you also manufacture inverters, you also manufacture solar lights and solar pumps, and you're also in the business of independent power production. As a percentage of total revenue, how do you see these three businesses increasing their concentration, increasing their contribution to total sales over the next 3 years or so?
Right. It will be difficult to predict any future at this moment, at this juncture. But what we are trying to do is, in an entire Waaree is moving from the solar power to the energy transition. And Waaree is offering, like you said, the various solutions to the customer. It can be a battery, it can be a hydrogen, inverters, power supply. So whatever the customer needs. And the idea is how we help them to increase their carbon reduction, in other words, a green footprint, and how we help them to reduce their energy costs. And we'll continue to do that much faster than what we have been doing in the past.
Okay. I'll just inform viewers, Mr. Doshi, on the fantastic growth in both profit and profitability that you have. Profit after tax was at 45.6 crores in FY21, and at the moment the number is at 1274 crore rupees. It's a very, very sharp CAGR that we have seen. Would you estimate over the next maybe 3 or 4 years how both profit and sales growth will come in because of new capacity expansion? You're putting in 3 plants, one in the US, one in Odisha, and one more in the offing.
Right. See, the capacity expansion is very clear how we are going to expand the capacity. And you have the market pricing. It's very easy to work out how much we'll be able to do. Most importantly, instead of numbers, uh, we as a company, we are we have seen you have seen how we have grown and how we have made the market expectation in terms of the supply from 2 gigawatt to today 13.5 gigawatt in no time. So we'll continue to grow and we'll continue to satisfy the market demands and the customers' demands. And this will definitely help constantly to grow our top lines and the bottom lines time to come.
Okay. One logical expansion, or how should I say, value addition is from solar power to green hydrogen. Mr. Doshi, how do you think, where does Waaree Energy stand in terms of this transition?
Thank you. Thank you very much for asking this question. We had applied for the electrolyzer PLI, and we are lucky to get 300 megawatt
Yes.
electrolyzer PLI. So the direction is very clear. We are going to start electrolyzer production in India. And this is the first step of Waaree towards the green ammonia and green hydrogen or green fuel. We'll continue to watch and study
Yes.
the market, and based on the market demands and all that, we'll continue to grow in this vertical also.
Okay. By when do you think this PLI scheme led expansion into green hydrogen will have commercial viability? When will the first, how should I say, green hydrogen or green ammonia truck be dispatched from your factory premises?
Personally, I'm very optimistic. So I see that globally, a lot of universities, a lot of startups and technology companies are developing how we reduce the power consumption. Today, we need between 50 to 55 kilowatt hour to make a 1 kilogram of the hydrogen. The race is how we bring it down at least 20-30% down. In other words, can we make 1 kilo hydrogen in 40 kilowatt hour or 40 units? So I'm optimistic that we will see this in next 1.5 year. And once this starts coming into the mass production, we all will see not only the automobile, but our industries, even at our cooking gas at the home, we'll see some percent of the hydrogen is flowing through it,
Yeah.
and we'll be using that.
Okay. Mr. Doshi, before we let you go, it's all sunrise for you. Yeah, it's a wonderful time to be in the renewable space, especially if you are in India. I want to know, what are the 2 or 3 risk factors that you think keep you awake at night in this industry?
Very difficult question, because, as I said, I'm very optimistic and I see the very good future. I think that technology is something I keep on thinking. As a company, I have been always focusing on that. So, are we ahead on the curve? That's number one. And number two, are we constantly working to increase the value to our customers? So, these two things, it always keeps on my mind. Are we doing it? And being a growth mindset, what we have delivered, not only solar but other industries also, are we growing enough? And there we always feel that we are nothing in front of the opportunity. Today, we have globally, we are not only focused in India, but when we see the globally, so if you ask me the 3 things, what keep me worrying, these are the 3 things. But really, it was a very good question and difficult to
Okay.
answer.
Mr. Doshi? Okay. Thank you, Mr. Doshi, and we wish you all the best. Should you ever be in Noida for your plant inspection, you are more than welcome in our studios. It will be really, really interesting to understand your growth story and what lies ahead. Thank you for your time, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you for your time and inviting me. All the best, and thank you very much. Have a great day ahead. Thanks.
Okay. And we wish you the best success as far as IPO is concerned. And I'm sure we will be listening to your quarterly earnings fairly shortly. That, ladies and gentlemen, was Mr. Hitesh Chimanlal Doshi, Managing Chairman and Managing Director at Waaree Energies, whose IPO opens fairly soon. It's a 4,600 crore rupee combo of an offer for sale of 761 crores and the remainder as an IPO. The company will use its proceeds to set up a ingot manufacturing plant in Odisha and for some other corporate purposes. The pricing is 1427 to 1503 rupees per share, and most likely it's going to be a very good listing coupled with heavy oversubscription. That is how the IPO is slated so far 2:30 p.m. and just the right time to start markets. And what a wonderful time to look at the Nifty back in the green, ladies and gentlemen. That's the strength that the index has shown. An intraday low of I think 24,908, and from then on a very decent uptick that has happened. So 25,055 would mean an uptick of at least 140 points from the day's low. Stocks that are helping the Nifty on its way up are the two index heavyweights. Buying brief surfaces on Reliance Industries, 1.37% higher, contributing 32 points to the Nifty's tally. HDFC Bank is contributing 17 points to its tally. Bharti Airtel 11, Bajaj Auto and Grasim 4 points each. What is pushing the Nifty lower? It's M&M down 2.4%, Infosys down about 1%, ICICI, ITC and Kotak down anywhere between 0.5% to 1 percentage point. In terms of hectic trader activity, you see Angel One as the top traded counter. A 2-3 percentage point downtick in the morning has been purchased into. Yesterday 5,000 crores worth of angel broking was traded. Now so far 3,634 crores, 3,634 crores worth of Angel One has been traded. BSE, on which there was a sell call today, is down 3.5%, 45.88, but it has also recovered from its intraday low. And it's the AMC pack that is doing phenomenally well. Look at a record high